the other key feature I do have to mention that is different is speed. Your speed in the tank and how well it traverses and turns and whatnot drastically gets impacted in realistic battles. I mean, you saw the, here, we'll bring this one up here. Max speed is 23.1 miles per hour for the PC35T. Yes, this stays this way in arcade battles. This changes utterly and completely in realistic. The minute you go off-road with the thing, that's it. You will have a massive hit to your speed. I remember driving my Panzer IV F2 on my old account, and I tried in a realistic battle, and my impact from driving on a regular road dropped down to something like 10 miles per hour. 10. From 20 something to 10. That's a massive impact. So the tanks you're seeing in the game actually go slower and slower. And why, I just don't know why they decided to do that. Now, on the other hand, you have some tanks that are rather fast. Let's see, I think the Panzer II is a speedy little thing. It's really fast, especially here in War Thunder here. Let's do research here. Let's see, what's the speed at? There's Panzer III, Panzer II. Here's a Panzer II DAC. Let's see this one here. Yeah, this little thing. It's got a fast speed of 30 miles an hour. And I'll tell you right now, when you're playing the game, it feels a lot faster than 30 miles per hour. And when you're going downhill, I'm willing to bet you go faster than 32. Anyway, in arcade battles, the tanks that move fast have a vast chance, and I mean, I shouldn't really say vast, has a major chance of losing control of the vehicle. You will fishtail out of control. This control issue is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, you could go 5 miles an hour and fishtail. I think that is a serious issue that has to be addressed. I mean, look at the weight. Is there, to show you the weight of this vehicle here? Let's see. Armor, blah, 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 engine. Yeah, they're not giving the weight here. But the weight of the vehicle, it's definitely in the tons. I mean, obviously. But this thing slides around like its wheels are coated in oil, and the ground is nothing but ice. You will slide uncontrollably on some vehicles, and it will constantly happen, and there's nothing you really can do to stop it other than stop driving it. You have to hit the brakes and just wait for the tank to completely come to a halt, because you will slide everywhere. I mean, going 5 miles an hour and you're fishtailing at 5 miles an hour? Come on. They're trying to War Thunder says it tries to make the game as realistic as possible. How is that realistic? It fishtails everywhere. My car doesn't fishtail at 5 miles an hour. So why is a tank that weighs significantly more fishtailing? And the faster you go, you can pull a complete 360. Easy. 360s, 180s, all that. Super easy on a fast tank. Now, obviously, when tanks get heavier and bigger, it's going to be a lot harder to do this, but it still does happen. And I can't stand when it happens. It's one of the things that pissed me off about the game, especially in arcade. There's no reason for the thing to fishtail out of control like that. It's not realistic handling. I mean, I've seen videos of modern tanks fishtailing and flipping and whatnot and skidding across and doing this tight turn. You know, I've seen all that. Yes, I have. But Jesus, they're going a really fast pace. I could understand it to some degree, especially going 30 miles an hour and you're trying to take a turn, the chances of losing control of the vehicle and its fishtails. Sure, I understand that. But damn, 5 miles an hour? Hell no! 5 miles an hour. No, that needs to be fixed. And it hasn't been fixed. I've voiced my opinions about this before, and one thing I've learned about tank MMOs in general, the company really doesn't give a shit what you say. I've been voicing my opinion about the game before. I've voiced my opinion about World of Tanks before, and they just don't care. I mean, you can write up a complaint and put a ticket and write to them and tell them, oh, this is too much or this is excessive. And you know what they do? I hate to be crude about it, they wipe their ass with it. They don't care. Instead, they're more interested in throwing in more tanks, more planes. They don't care if there's a severe issue. And that comes on to Gaijin itself, what I think about it, and how they've reacted. I have seen vehicles being released just for patch content come out that their side armor hasn't even been rendered with numbers. That blows my mind. How do you put out a tank that doesn't have a side value for numbers? Look, you got hull armor, front 35, side 15, back 15. Imagine this being 0-0 all the way across because the developer forgot to put in the number. It seems, I don't know. It seems Gaijin doesn't want anything to do with it, fixing their game. They only want to keep adding more and more to keep the interest going. You know what's going to happen? Eventually, it's going to be this one big hot mess. And it's going to be really hard to fix it because they have so many tanks that they have to take into consideration. And wargaming is the same way. They won't fix the game on certain things. Anyway, let me keep going on here. Other than the control issue, another thing I have noticed is if you are trying to turn right from a standard position in a track vehicle, sometimes the game like freaks out. Let's say the traverse, let's see, is there a traverse, hull traverse, or anything like that on here? There's turret rotation, hull armor, turret armor. Well, I don't see it here on hull traverse and whatnot, but maybe it's over here on some of that. Oh, let's see. No, there is nothing. There is nothing about how quick the tank will turn. Each one is different, obviously, and it's not listed here. But there have been times I have been trying to turn. Let's say this is me, zoomed out, and I have to turn the tank to go that direction. Sometimes I turn with no problem. Other times it's like this. It struggles. And I'm not even around anything. This is from a standstill position. I can't get the vehicle to turn. It locks into place, and then it inches its way to make a turn. This has happened countless times, and I have died countless times because of this. And it makes no sense. Sometimes I could turn with no problem. Other times, it's like, nah, not today. And I don't understand why. One time it works, next time it doesn't. And I thought at first maybe it was, maybe the ground I'm on had an impact on how this thing turns, you know. Obviously maybe water or something, but it didn't end there. I tried it on different surfaces, and it does it. It randomly does it. And it's irritating when it happens, especially when you're trying to, especially in a firefight, when you're trying to get the hell out of dodge or turn around a corner. Sometimes from a standstill position, you can't turn and you don't get the acceleration to move. People are like, well, drive forward and then turn. Get some acceleration built up. I'm sure that's one way of doing it, but honestly, when you're in the heat of battle, do you actually want to drive at your opponent that's shooting towards you? If there's an immediate right here, and there's a tank in front of me shooting at me, and this first shot missed, I'm going to take a shot and then try to get the hell out of dodge, or get the hell out of dodge. But it doesn't work like that sometimes. Why? I don't know. I mean, other than that control issue, I've had nothing of an issue. No problems at all other than those. I mean, you can set your controls up to whatever there is. And I'll tell you right now, there are a ton of options in the controls. Here, I'll show you right now. Let's see here. Controls. I mean, they have a ton of stuff here. Look at all this. Control mode, weaponry, main control axis, all this. And then you got a separate one for tanks. And they got stuff in here that I didn't even know were in there. Select machine gun. I don't even have that. See, there's a sniper mode, camera mode, driver camera, tank target tracking. Yes, that means that's an auto lock on to tanks. Now, some people I know use this and they have used it really well in this game. And I've tried it and I can't stand it. The turret will keep track of where the target goes, so you don't have to keep turning the turret with the mouse. But the problem with that is you have to aim ahead for distance and whatnot. Some people have mastered it, I haven't, and frankly, I don't have the time. I have better games to play in my free time than War Thunder. And this is where I am going to start mentioning the issues I have had with this game. In my next video, I will discuss this as much as I possibly can, and, well, I am going to leave everything I have said right now to everyone to let it sink in and analyze what I've said, and, well, enjoy what you're playing. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.